Welcome back to another episode of We Like Music Better Than You. Normally we do playlists. Oh, that's Joseph. I'm Brandon.
There you go.
It's the end of the year. We're changing things up a little bit.
We're gonna.
I'm gonna have a drink.
Yeah, I'm already doing so. We took a little week break. We both have hellish lives, so we gave ourselves a moment in the holidays to readjust, and now we're back. We're gonna do an easy episode today.
Yeah. First of all, it was Thanksgiving. Thanks for being here, buddy. I don't know if I told you this year, but yeah.
Cheers to you, buddy. I love you. You're my best friend in the whole world.
Oh, I haven't had a drink in like 4 days. Wait, no, that's a lie. That can't be true.
You lying on pod.
We keep it 99.
Ain't that the truth? So I guess we chatted a little bit earlier. We're still gonna play some songs today. We're gonna talk about some stuff we've been listening to, but I think we might peruse a little bit of Reddit.
I'm gonna keep it current, see what's going on around the music world. We
do
like music better than you still.
Oh yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, that's always been the case. But yeah, maybe we'll talk about some of the music news that we're seeing on our timelines, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there is always news coming from these musician cowards, as you know.
Oh yeah, I'm also like terminally online, so I do see a lot of the annoying, specifically hardcore internet drama. So
I don't know what it is about our ilk on the message boards, but this is just a legacy of brutality.
Yeah, dude, it's just never ending. And
what album? Who did that album again? I'm gonna
Legacy of Brutality.
Yeah,
that's Misfits.
There we go. See, it's on the tip of my brain.
Yeah, brother.
I ain't a Misfits guy.
Poser, can we get some posers down in the chat?
Actually, yeah, give me posers down in the comments.
Everybody call Brandon a poser down in the comments.
I love the engagement. Please call me anything. Just don't call me the incorrect ethnic background.
Honestly, that's so easy to do, dude. You're an ambiguous fella.
Well, yeah, I know. That's why it's frustrating.
You got to be a little open about what it is if you don't want to be,
Look, I say it once an episode. They'll get it later.
That's true. Right. That's true. Well, have you been listening to anything cool lately?
Okay, so hear me out. I've been on some multi-generational old head shit.
Cool.
Okay?
I've seen your story, so if that's what you're talking about.
Oh, is it, brother?
I had a feeling. When I saw your windbreaker the other night, I was like, oh, okay.
My man noticed the old school swag coming out to play, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I wish it fit better. He's talking about a Shai Hulud windbreaker purchased from a show. All right, not whatever it was back in the day, Cold Cuts or
no,
All In.
I was there
from a show. Shai Hulud rips and rocks, regardless of what you think about whether you want to call them metalcore, weird hardcore, post-hardcore. They're Corman, all right?
Yeah, man. It's a hardcore band. It doesn't matter.
They got riffs, all right? And
boy, do they.
Rocks, dude.
Yeah, when I was scrolling through Instagram earlier and I saw your story and I saw you post that you were listening to Misanthropy Pure, I was like, oh, I'm going to throw that on right now.
Cause, dude, it's so mathy. It might be the only, like, math hardcore that doesn't suck that exists. I mean, if you the only other band that comes to mind would be like Vane or some shit.
Yeah. I mean, would you count Converge as that, or would you put them as just a league of their own?
Converge is that's not a band. It's a collection of deities.
That's fair.
I mean?
Yeah.
They don't. I mean, that also would be like the purveyors of math and
that's
the
what I
shit
mean.
that make you want to spin kick your neighbor.
They're they're the progenitors of algebraic spin kicking.
Dude, write that down. That's crazy. Anyways, dude. That's definitely, I could play some Shai Hulud. I've also really been on Integrity's like debut fucking full length Those Who Fear Tomorrow.
Yep.
Oh my god, dude. I forget how much I fuck with Integrity, and I threw that on the other day, and I was infatuated all over again.
I did something pretty similar recently, and I was sitting there driving home from work listening to Integrity and was just like, dude, I forgot.
Best band of all time.
Forgot how much this rocks.
It's the hardest shit, even though it's incomprehensible, and he just sings about like actual esoteric bullshit.
Demons and stuff, yeah. Daemons with an A and an E.
Freaking rocks, dude. With
Cool
a name
stuff.
like Dwid Hellion, I mean, you know.
Yeah. One of my a dude follows my art page.
Oh, that's right, dude. Dwid, if you ever see this, fuck what the haters say. Shouts out to you.
He got many songs where he need to be doing all that.
He do. And like if you, oh my god, I went down a little rabbit hole. There's some history about Integrity in their heyday and how they didn't go to certain cities for a while and why Dwid's in Europe now. But
Yep.
you know, all craziness aside,
Couple
band fucking
tracks.
rocks, dude. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh man, yeah. I have been kind of on the opposite kick lately. I've been listening to a lot of newer stuff, because we went to a show the other night. The boys went outside. We went to the Palestine benefit show at midnight hour, ceremony headlining, Military Gun opening, and my bad, Military Gun. I wasn't familiar with your game like that.
Yeah, I was unfamiliar with Military Gun's game. I mean, I've only ever heard good things.
Yeah, and
but I never tried.
Yeah, I have tried, and I will say that like there's tracks by them that I did really like, but they weren't a band that I'd ever like throw on, you know. But after seeing them live, I get it. It's fun.
It's sincere. That's what really makes it for me. Is it's not just like,
yeah,
it's music that sounds like it should be about how you hate your hometown and like your heart is broken, but
absolutely
it's not about that. It's about having a fucked up life, and
it definitely has
shit.
It matches a very nostalgic vibe of just like early 2000s like radio rock that I grew up on, and not in like a bad way. Like,
yeah, dude, I mean, they could play with Fountains of Wayne.
Dude, it's just really catchy. Everclear. Like you said, yeah, like really sincere. It's good. I like it. So I've been listening to a lot of that. I've been on the new Chat Pile album like crazy, dude.
See, I still haven't sat down and give it the full run through.
Yeah,
but that track you played was good.
I'll play you another one today.
Okay.
And then Eternal Champion, Mr. Brother.
Man's been on the Dungeons and Dragons.
I have been, you know.
It's that Baldur's Gate shit, dude.
Yeah, I whenever I'm bored at work, I'll throw on some Eternal Champion, scribble a little guy in armor, you know. It's a good time.
I mean, it's inspirational. It's aspirational as well, you know.
Thank you. Good golly. Well, brother, would you like to kick us off? You want to play a song?
You know, I think I will. And you know, I've mentioned Shai Hulud. We talked about Integrity. Where to begin? You know, here I'll tell you what. I'll start off hot.
Sick.
I've been obsessed with this Integrity track lately. And let me tell you. What a masterpiece. This is a masterclass in music to beat someone's ass to, or I don't know, do anything you want. Rob a bank, get baptized, do whatever you need to do. That's
crash
hard.
your car, run through a wall.
This track's insane. It's Those Who Fear Tomorrow, the title track. The Those Who Fear Tomorrow release. Yeah. Buckle up. All right. Here we go.
So I'm buckled up, brother. I very vividly remember discovering integrity as a child. And I don't know if your experience was the same, but we both used to love the Acacia Strain.
Yeah.
I still do. I mad respect to that band. Vincent Bennett rocks. But I remember him posting about like, listen to Integrity. This is my favorite hardcore band.
I think I remember that too. That might have been, aside from just seeing merch on the toughest looking dudes.
Yeah.
At shows, like that might have been the
and that's when I finally checked it out. And I remember the first listen, we weren't quite like fully listening to like hardcore yet, you know?
That's true, yeah.
So I was like, okay, it's cool. And then I found Vocal Test. And I was like, you guys gotta hear this.
Yeah. It's like, you guys win, man. This is it. This is peak for me.
It's the #1 track of all time.
It was like going back and listening to this album a few times the past couple weeks. It cemented their place in like my old head Mount Rushmore of like, this is the shit.
Yeah.
This created the world that I want to live in. You know,
I have been doing that a lot lately and just going back and listening to stuff that I like. I don't want to say wrote off when I was younger, but it was like I checked it out and then moved on, you know? Like I've been listening to a little bit of Killing Time. You know?
Long Island? Is that where they're in New York?
I believe
I can't
so. I know they're New York. Somebody who's not a poser.
Some nerd knows.
Let me
Somebody. Know. We're not East Coasters, all right?
But yeah, I just like, I've been trying to go back and actually digest the classics instead of just be a shitty teenager, you know?
The tone on this album's insane. And in this era, DeWitt was just like this scrawny. I mean, he was like built, but he was not a big guy, you know? But he's still throwing it down on stage, shirtless, looking scary as hell.
Yeah, I mean, you see all the early live photos of Integrity, and they're like a bunch of skinny little guys.
It's so good. DeWitt sounds like a giant.
He does.
Even though he's not.
He does awesome. Sound like some sort of Goliath fucker.
It's just a beast.
Yeah. That is another one that I'm going to have to revisit soon. I'm going to add that to my list.
You're goddamn right.
You are goddamn right. Oh, buddy. Let's see. Since I keep bugging you about it, I'm going to make you listen to a Chat Pile song.
Please.
This whole album is so good. So if you sit down and listen to it, I definitely recommend start to finish, you know. No skippers. But I keep bouncing back and forth between like my favorite tracks on the album. Like I'll get one stuck in my head for a week and then listen to it a million times. There's a track on the album called Funny Man.
Okay.
And the thing about this album that really does it for me is like on the last Chat Pile record, it's cool, it's really heavy, but this one is like super melodic in a weird way, and I like that. Matched with his like weird vocal delivery and his honestly insane lyrics, like it just hits.
He seems actually deranged.
Yeah. In fact, with this one, I would recommend
that he seek medical attention.
Yes, that, but also pull up the lyrics to this one and check them out.
All right. Funny Man, Chat Pile. What's the latest album called?
Cool World.
Oh, yeah, right. We've been over this before.
Yeah.
There's a Red Velvet song. K-Poppers knows what's good. Here's Funny Man. My name is Mud.
Primus for dudes who fuck, dude. We already said.
Put that on his shirt.
Their tone is so good. That clangy bass.
I don't even know what tuning this is. It's just weird.
I definitely recommend you go back and watch their Sound and Fury set. It's hilarious.
I mean, it seemed entertaining. These lyrics are incomprehensible.
But, you know, if you're from Oklahoma, something like this is bound to happen, you know?
It's a matter of time.
Funny man.
I thought the recording died for a second, but it was just the remote connection to my other computer in the other room.
But yeah, like I said last time I used some chat pile, I get it now. It hits.
See, so are you gonna come around on Primus or
no?
Come on, dude.
Nah. There's
a couple tracks.
I'll give a couple. There's a couple Primus songs that I'm like, yeah, that's a fun song. You know, the tracks. My Name is Mud, John the Fisherman, like.
Yeah, I mean, Les Claypool as a personality is hard to come around on. Yeah. I will give you that.
His voice is grating. He's annoying, but like I'll give him the riffs. You know, I forget his name because I'm not a big fan of Primus, but like their drummer's insane, or their old drummer.
I mean, just in the golden end of '90s era, Primus with that guitarist and that drummer. I mean, they're all so talented.
Yeah,
it's like, how do you write this shit? You know?
I agree. I'm with you there, but to my ears, it does nothing.
It's like the wind to me. I don't feel a thing.
Like Primus is cool. I ain't got no problems with Primus. I might have problems with Primus fans, but
I also might have problems with Primus fans.
Yeah, but I'm simply not listening to all that.
Fair enough. Hey, you want to go see Meshuggah with Cannibal Corpse and Carcass, dude?
I mean, kinda.
Apparently, tickets are available now. Hold on. Is this even coming anywhere close to it? Dude, oh God, at the worst venue. At the Forum.
Oh, yikes. Dude, I'm not going to a death metal show at the Forum.
At an arena.
No.
That's insane.
I saw a tweet today that truly encapsulates my feelings about that. And it just said, whatever goes on in an over 500 cap venue is none of my business.
Unless it's for K-pop, I don't want to fucking be there.
I simply do not care.
The only time I've ever willingly gone to the Forum was for a K-pop show. And you know what? Shit kind of rocked.
I went to see My Chemical Romance. It was cool as shit. Don't ever need to go back.
Yeah, see, if it's something where it has to be a stadium because it's completely disconnected from the live music we live for.
Yeah.
Then that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, I'll live with it.
I'll do it if it's, you know, if it's the only option. It's like in the case of seeing MCR, you know, I grew up listening to them a lot, but I'm not like a mega fan. I didn't buy the tickets. I just had to drive. So it was like, yeah, sure. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. But like when it comes to going to most of those shows, it's
whack.
too much money to make me even want to go.
And it's like $50, excuse me, $50 to park.
No, I tell you what's sick is I could spend a couple $100 to go see a show at the Forum, or fella like me, you spend $56, buy 2 tickets to go see Infest at the midnight hour.
Oh shit! I thought you were gonna say
15th.
buy a fleshlight on Amazon.com.
I already got that.
Fuck you, man. See, now I'm torn. Right? Like I have.
You should buy a fleshlight. Yeah.
No. I mean. Anyways, yeah, I have the For the Children ticket. But fucking Infest, dude.
It's Infest, brother. I mean, maybe you leave early.
I need to look this up in real time. Who is playing day 2 of For the Children?
I think day 2 is the day.
God damn it.
But yeah,
why?
I didn't get a ticket this year. Normally, that's what I do for my birthday every year because it's the weekend before my birthday. But I don't know why we decided against it this year, and then it sold out.
Dude.
I thought I told you that.
You did. I just, when the second it went up, I just like panic bought it out of reflex because I've missed out on all the other shit where you've been like, hey, did you get a ticket? And I was like, oh fuck. No.
Yeah, fair.
So
totally fair.
that's how I ended up with that.
I mean,
all right, I can't even.
I'm pretty sure Tev is going to For the Children.
I mean, I'm sure I'll be all right, even if I do go to that. But like fucking Infest, dude.
They are playing again.
Riffs.
Infest is headlining a Power Violence festival in June of next year at the Belasco. It's Weekend Nachos and Infest headlining.
Oh, dude. Well, then, fuck's sakes.
So you'll see him again.
I'll definitely get the opportunity. I mean, there's only so many opportunities left. What are they, like 100 years old?
Yeah, dude. And it's, I mean, the lineup honestly is pretty stacked. But from the three that I remember seeing, my like favorite Power Violence bands, it's Infest and Weekend Nachos headlining. Sex Priz is playing too.
God, the gang's all there.
The gang's all here, man.
It's literally the whole lineup from when we saw everybody at Aladdin Juniors.
That's true.
When Despise You played.
Yeah.
Is Despise You on it?
I think they might be. I mean, if it's
like, hey guys, you have to emerge from your cave. It's been 10 years.
If it's a Power Violence festival in Los Angeles, you better believe Despise You's on it.
I mean, they better be. Either way, you know what? It's fine. I don't think they've announced the like daily lineups yet, so there's no way to know what I would or would not miss.
They absolutely have.
Really?
Yeah, they announced that like weeks ago, buddy.
Why would you air me out on pod like this, dude?
Why
would you let them know that I can't read?
For a guy who does work with computers all day long, you are very bad.
I hate a computer.
Reading the information that's in front of you on the internet.
Nah, I don't need to do all that. That's useless.
Go to SOS Booking.
I'm on their Instagram.
Pull up
right
the
now,
flyer.
Dude. It's not separated by day. It's just announcement 1 and announcement 2.
No, it definitely is. They posted them. But anyway.
Anyways.
Let's see. You got any music news that you've been seeing lately? Anything you want to talk about?
Well, see, as depressing as it is, I am scrolling through Metal Sucks just for things to laugh at. But most of this is just like, who gives a fuck about any of this?
Do we dare talk about...
Well, hold on. Here's the thing. What are your thoughts? Jimmy Kimmel, Knock Loose, go.
That's what I was just going to say. Do we dare talk about it?
I mean, it's a hot button issue. That's not really an issue. It just is... It's divisive. Yeah.
Here's my thoughts on it. First and foremost, I think it's fucking cool. I see a lot of people online who want to be snobby and shitty and be haters about a metal band, a metalcore band, a hardcore band, whatever you want to call Knock Loose. They are a metalcore band made up of dudes who came up in the hardcore scene. So to me, they're hardcore.
They're corpsmen. I mean, you
exactly.
know, fucking Weapon X and Inclination.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's really cool to see dudes who truly have grinded their asses off to get there. You know, that's what they want. And I think it's sick. And while it's not the first time that extreme music has been put out to the masses like that, you know, like we grew up with things like Headbangers Ball and we had like Fuse and we had music videos playing, but like,
and Slipknot ran them all.
Yeah,
you know,
but like that doesn't exist anymore. You know, there's no one on TV that's playing like metal music videos for kids to watch while they're getting ready for school and shit like that. So like, if this is the way that a kid gets introduced to heavy music now, cool. I hope they come in and they learn what's cool. They learn, you know, etiquette.
Yeah, I'd much rather it be Knocked Loose than there's a lot of like crossover with pop country and like new metal at the moment. I don't know if you're aware.
I'm very aware, unfortunately.
It's brutal stuff, man.
Yeah, the last thing I'd
much rather it be Knocked Loose.
Yeah, dude, the last thing I want to see is like fucking Jelly Roll and Kubla Khan collabing up there.
Now hold on.
Now wait a minute.
I mean, look. Unfortunately, homeboy's Filipino, so I have to support Kubla Khan with my whole chest. Knock Loose as well. Like, as long as Nico's in the band, I'm about it. All right?
Yeah.
That's just how we roll. But I don't listen to Knock Loose. I respect the constant grind for the past I don't know, 12 years now. They've
Yeah.
never stopped touring. And it's a cool thing. It's not going to be like you said, it would be cool if we saw Terror on TV, but I don't think it would be, to be honest. I don't think I want that.
No, that was more a joke, but it was like that was more me being shitty and being like real hardcore band now. But
Yeah.
like, I don't even want to say that because, like I said, like to me, those are real hardcore guys. So Knocked Loose that's a hardcore band, you know.
Their audience is broadened. I mean, it's the same thing with Tsunami at the moment, although I think the TikTok audience is kind of
Dwindling.
they're getting beat up too much at shows, I think.
Good.
Which is, you know, the tourists come and the real ones stay, and the rest don't, and that's fine, you know.
The ecosystem.
The world needs SoundCloud DJs and barbers, and
we got enough hardcore kids. Someone's got to be a plumber. Someone's got to be a doctor. Like,
unfortunately, there is no shortage of DJs, but that's what happens.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. But yeah, I've seen a lot about it, and really, I just think it's sick.
Good for them. Get their bag up, and ultimately, it's like you could say, like, if Knocked Loose acted differently, that it would be a sellout move, but they just don't. They played Midnight Hour, which is a tiny venue.
Yeah.
Recently.
Like months before this.
Yeah, they have not forgotten their roots, and they still post just as silly and incomprehensible things as they always have on their social media presence. So they're not like, there's no PR manager.
No.
You know what I mean? They're not Slipknot now. You know?
You hear people say all the time, like, oh, this band made it to where they are without compromising their sound. But, like, it's true. And, like, there is some merit to that, like, they have made it to one of the largest platforms in the world, arguably, national live television, playing the same type of music they've always been playing, you know, with no compromise to try and make it appeal to the people, to anyone but the people it appeals to, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if they did not to like put down bands like Code Orange or whatever, where the sound kind of evolved to a little more,
right?
Not radio rock, but like Sirius XM radio rock,
a little more accessible.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they didn't quite do that path either. You could still spin a kick.
Yeah.
To Knocked Loose.
It's still intentionally mosh music, you know?
Yeah.
And I just think it's cool. Shouts out to those guys who I do not know, but I think it's cool to see those guys, you know, getting their time in the sun.
Yeah. And they'll probably still never not continue to tour and work as hard.
And
they always have.
Not only be one of the hardest touring bands, but also as big as they get, constantly putting on for smaller bands.
I mean, put on for Torture.
Yeah.
And if you're not following them on Instagram, I don't follow all of them individually, but they are not afraid to show their roots, their musical inspirations, their food that they're eating.
They're funny
strange
guys.
Images of whatever Brian Garris is doing at all times.
If you
usually
follow,
looking displeased.
I do recommend following Brian himself on Instagram because he's hilarious.
Some of the stories, I'm just like, what is happening?
What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Did you see the one the other day of him just like staring and sitting in a corner of their bus and staring at the wall while someone's talking in the background? He's, get the fuck off of our bus. Yeah.
See, that's a Corman.
Right there. Solid dudes, backed hard. Like you said, sonically, I'm not a huge fan of them. They've got songs I do really like, but like that doesn't matter. I think they're a cool band. They've
been a band that I've always rooted for, even though I don't really listen to them. Like I've technically modeled merch for them, I guess.
That's true.
Which is a weird thing to say, but I just, even if they didn't have Nico, who's Filipino, and I have to support a Filipino in hardcore, I've still always been like, Knocked Loose, they work hard. They're a cool band. I don't listen to it, but
Cool band.
shouts out. Yeah.
They're very, very good live. I've gotten to see them several times. It's very, very fun.
Several times for over a century, brother.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah. It's really cool to see that, like, you know, we'll leave it at this because we've been rambling about it for a minute now, but it's really cool to see that they just played Jimmy Kimmel on TV, and a year and a half ago, I was watching them in a community center in Oxnard. Like, you know?
Seen him at the Cobalt, brother.
Yeah, I've seen them at Rock City in Camarillo.
Oh, dude. Kind of a sick venue.
Pretty cool
Rock
venue.
City.
Yeah. It was the Cobalt of Camarillo, basically.
Basically.
But
With more massage parlors and wasn't there a Chinese restaurant or something?
yes, there was.
Shouts out.
But yeah, cool shit. I'm not necessarily saying that I want to see more bands like that I'm eager to see more bands like that on national television, but I'm not mad at it, you know?
It's like 18-year-old me would have definitely been a hater.
100%.
But at this stage in life, I'm like, all right, get the bag. Ultimately, people aren't really going to care in like a month. And then in 10 years, we'll have sick footage of a hardcore band playing isn't there footage of
Fear on Saturday Night Live.
that was what I was thinking of. Fear.
Yeah.
Like that, it's that situation.
Yeah, where they stopped letting punk bands play for a very long time.
Yeah. I wonder if that had like, please issue a public apology for making my kid rock too hard.
Dude. Yeah. So more of that shit, dude.
More of that. Here, Joseph, I have to bring your attention to an article on Metal Sucks by a person called Smokey Goretooth.
Oh, please. I'm very familiar with Smokey's work.
Are you being serious?
No, of course.
Okay. Dude, I don't know with you anymore. Anyway, body count to perform on the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon.
Yes, actually, I did see that earlier.
Dude, I just brought up body count last episode. I was editing that right now.
Yeah, dude, we were singing Body Count at the show the other night.
There's a bitch in the pit, dude.
There sure is, man.
What does Emily think about that song? Does she love it?
I don't think she does. It's not something we talk about.
The song is
much.
about her.
It's true. Yeah. But I don't think she can get past the
B word.
Yeah.
Even if it's Ice-T saying it?
That's
She'll get
true.
there.
I'll have to show it to her again. She does respect Odafin Tutuola.
Just show her a couple clips of his reality show on VH1, Ice-T and Coco.
Let me read you an Ice-T tweet that I saw today, actually.
Oh my God, please. Words from the prophet himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this is not a new tweet, so people have probably seen this. This is a tweet from the year 2022. It says, height, or, COVID. COVID's a thing. I wanted everyone to know that whoever has been in contact with me over the last 7 days should contact your nearest test center. I'm sorry. I've had symptoms for a few days, and it has been confirmed. I've been diagnosed with being awesome, handsome, completely sexy, and hilarious.
Ice-T, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch, Ice-T.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. He had me in the first half.
He had me in the first half.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to start Ice-T tweeting.
Why has he never stopped being funny? Even when he's like, I feel like there's a part of him where it's like body count's actually a serious project to him.
It's some people just, even at their most serious, having
clown blood all over.
Just an innate hilarity to them.
Oh my God, dude. It's insane.
It's pretty funny. You got another song? I played the last one.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, I was talking about Shai Hulud, but I've played Misanthropy Pure, I think, before.
I think you have.
However, I don't know if you know this, but albums have more than one song on them, dude. I don't know I don't know how familiar with that concept you are.
I was not aware of this. This is news to me.
As it turns out, when I put on that whole album the other night, I mean, as I was driving to the midnight hour when we were going to see Military Gun Ceremony.
Yeah.
I put on this album and I was like, I think I only know Misanthropy Pure. And then song after song, I was like, I know a little bit of this. Oh, this is the mosh part. I'm on the freeway. I'm doing 70. I hate mankind. I'm listening to hardcore.
One thing that I recommend, just as a fun exercise while we're listening to this song, you should pull up their Wikipedia page and look at the graph of the timeline of members.
Yeah, dude. The one for Integrity is insane also, by the way.
They're hilarious.
It's like that one, Sepultura, and like Marauder, Cro-Mags. Yeah. There's like 100 people between those 4 bands. It's insane.
Yeah, dude. Shit rocks.
It's like Wu-Tang Clan for fucking spin kickers.
For white dudes from Connecticut.
God bless. All right. This is going to be a track called Set Your Body Ablaze on the album Misanthropy Pure by Shai Hulud. Listen to more Shai Hulud, people. All right? Motherfuckers don't know.
They don't.
They do not know about Shai Hulud. Now you know. All right? There you go.
Dune is so popular now that Shai Hulud's time might be here.
It's gotta be. Oh my god. The former members and former touring musicians is crazy.
It's quite the tome.
It's a list like this long. It's impressive. Real confused mosh.
Right before melodic hardcore was just dog shit.
We rocked. This is where you beat your friends up.
Yeah, dude. I can picture us side to side in the Cobalt.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, again, I got to go back and revisit some Shai Hulud because it's been a decade since I've listened to that album.
I put it on and immediately in my car I was like, I mean, this is the shit this kept me alive in my teenage years.
Yeah, dude. I remember your era of listening to Shai Hulud and The Carrier.
Oh, don't talk about that, dude. People don't want to hear about melodic hardcore.
Don't remind me of the days.
Those are looked down upon now. But The Carrier ripped, all right? People can fight me.
And you know what? And I don't feel bad about saying this, though. I feel like a lot of when people are like, no, melodic hardcore sucked, what they're actually talking about is like the difference between hardcore and HXC.
Ooh.
You know, when we're talking your Ghost Insides.
Yeah.
Your Counterparts.
Oof.
Things like that. Which, hey, listen. Yeah, exactly. Nothing wrong if you like it. But when I think of like, ooh.
There was a difference back in the day.
There
was the shows with like there was the crossover bands like Stick to Your Guns.
Yeah.
Occasionally Bane or TUI would play a mixed bill, but like there was a difference. No bragging rights.
Oh yeah, I'm talking the floral print T-shirt hardcore.
100th.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. You see, when I'm talking melodic hardcore, that's what I'm talking. I'm talking Shai Hulud.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent, like, there was a straight edge band that I loved back in the day. I can't even, unfortunately, I have the fucking 7-inch back there. I can't even remember at the moment. But,
I don't know.
There was some heart in there, and it wasn't just like, I mean, Defeater, in a way, bridged the gap a little bit.
Oh, yeah, and I love Defeater.
You love you a Defeater.
Yeah, Defeater's got tracks. I also feel like with a lot of the melodic stuff, like that was the bridge for a lot of like the pop punk kids to get into hardcore, where it's like
100%.
You know,
it was like one day you were like, okay, I like Man Overboard and the Wonder Years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give this band Defeat or Try.
Yeah.
And then now you're listening to Comeback Kid, and then you're listening to Bane, and then you're you shaved your head. These things happen.
Hey, we've all been there.
The pipeline exists.
And
right?
then that pipeline, if you're a gentleman like me, takes you down a couple different paths, and one day you wind up at a little band called Eternal Champion.
Or one day you wind up at a little band called Streetborg, and you think black metal rocks.
Yeah,
which it does.
In quotes. With a black metal rocks with a big old asterisk.
It's got a huge caveat, yeah. In that most of it sucks.
Yeah,
but I love it.
But I got an Eternal Champion song for you to play, and I also have a fun little thing to read you while we're listening to it. I have been stuck on the track War at the Edge of the End lately.
Jesus.
Very
sick track title.
Very fantasy metal ass title. This song might have one of the hardest lyrics I've ever heard in it. I posted it in my story today. You may have seen it.
I did remember seeing the quote and thinking, wow, that's some real, did he roll dice before he posted that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he had to roll a 10 or higher for him to post all of the lyrics.
It's, my steel was old when death was young. That's the coolest shit I've ever heard.
On a certain level, I'm like, I still don't know if I get it, but it's hard.
What do you mean you don't get it? It's about
My steel was old. So his sword is older than death itself?
Yep.
Pretty hard.
Pretty hard, dude. It doesn't get harder.
It doesn't get harder than a sword older than death. That sounds like a Buddhist mythology of some sort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It really does.
Oh, dude, I found this Instagram account. Before I'll play the track, but just let me cook for a second.
I'm with you.
I'm a follower of Festering Vomitous Mass on Instagram.
Me too.
And if you're unfamiliar, that's probably a good thing because you probably don't like being disgusted
on a daily
basis. Don't seek it out. If it finds you, I'm sorry, but also kind of cool. He reposted a story of this account that I guess it's by a guy who made a book about these depictions in Thailand of what Buddhist hell is like, and it's just sculptures of the most outrageous violence you've ever seen.
Fuck yeah.
Just dudes with skeleton dudes with huge hogs, but they're cut in half.
Yes.
Because apparently Buddhist hell is just we're gonna cut your dick in half, but it's also 12 feet long.
What? I mean, that does sound hellish.
Anyway,
I don't like that.
I'm at this point, I'm too many shots deep into soju to remember what my point was with that. Here's Eternal Champion War at the Edge of the End.
Hell yeah, dude.
Please play. Oh my God, please play. There we go.
Now, when I hear a band like Eternal Champion, Brandon, there's one item of clothing that comes to mind, and it's your battle jacket, your battle vest.
I was thinking of
chainmail,
the metal skirt that Roman soldiers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, that's a logical thing, but when I really think about it, I think about stinky metalheads.
Oh, 100%.
So I recently found the subreddit for battle jackets.
Dude, that one's wild. It's just nerds hey, is this cool? And it's a battle vest with 20 Super Mario patches. And it's
oh,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, brother, let me read you the rules. Here you go. Why don't you turn the music down just a touch?
Just a touch.
Okay, so there are Lot of rules in this post.
As there should be.
No, we'll start from the top. Battle jacket related items and questions only. With the exception of Merch Mondays, this sub is to be only used to be shared to share pictures of your jackets, vests, bags, pants, hats, etc. As long as they are patched and pinned. Questions posted in the sub must also pertain to the subject matter. You got to be talking about your vests and patches. That's a pretty basic rule, you know?
I love that you can't talk about music, which is like ideally where most of your patches are for.
No. This is not a political subreddit. Keep it that way. We understand that jackets might be posted that are ideologically incompatible with your own beliefs. We ask, however, that you refrain from any form of harassment because of this. Failing to abide, they're going to kick you out. Not a crazy one.
So I can't post my Birdsome battle jacket?
No, you can, and no one's allowed to say anything about it.
Oh, perfect. I know what I'm doing later tonight, dude.
Now, rules on posting your stuff. This sub is dedicated to the metal subculture. We also allow punk, goth, hip-hop, country, and horror vests, depending on the quality of your work.
Dude, I need to see the Chief Keef battle vest.
In order to post, you must meet these basic criteria. Be at least roughly 80% band patches, with the exception of horror vests.
Now, I don't know. I don't believe in that exception.
I don't either. 0 horror vests. Have more than one patch or a handful of pins before being posted. Must have a modicum of effort invested into it. I don't want to see the vest you just bought and put a patch on, brother. Minimum of 10.
I mean, it's a fair rule.
And also, you must include more than one new patch in your posts. If you just put one new patch on there, I don't want to hear about it, dude. Like I said, 10 minimum.
10 is crazy, though. A good vest looks badass with, like, maybe 5 or 6.
We're getting into the good rules.
Okay, please.
No posers, no tourists, no casuals, brother.
I'm out, dude. I can't do it.
If you're not actually a part of the metal subculture / scene or only here to start drama, you will be banned with extreme prejudice. This sub is not for you. Now, the whole reason that I wanted to read you all of these was number 5.
Which one was that again?
That's this next one.
Okay.
No MCR patches.
Why is that specifically listed?
No baby metal bullshit. They don't belong on a vest.
Fuck you, man.
Or a jacket.
Baby metal rips.
Any posts featuring these bands will be axed with extreme prejudice. This rule is not a joke, but you are. Crazy.
Dude. This rule is not a joke, but you are needs to go on a shirt immediately.
Yeah, I might have to make it. Yeah.
It's like Uncle Sam or some shit.
This rule is not a joke, but you are. No fashion vests and no streetwear. Do not post pictures of your super cute denim vest with flash patches. I agree. We're in the Battle Jackets subreddit. We don't want that. Now let's see. There was another one.
So, all right, with extreme prejudice, that means I can post my Birdsome stuff.
Yes.
I don't actually have a Birdsome jacket, but Lord knows I would. All right.
I'm looking at someone who posted their gaggle of Beharit patches.
Ooh, that's rough stuff. Do you know what that guy's like black metal name is for Beharit? Nuclear Holocausto.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, we're gonna keep moving on from that.
I'm gonna make that my Call of Duty Black Ops 6 username, Nuclear Holocausto, and see how that does for me.
I mean, why not? I think
that's a lawless place.
So basically, if you ever catch me in a battle jacket, brother, please kick my ass. And I'm not talking a jacket that I put one back patch on. You know what I'm saying.
Do you remember? Do you remember my vest in the state that it was when we rolled up to Panic at the Disco and fucking was it Jimmy Fallon live? Jimmy Kimmel? Who
It was
was
Jimmy. It was James Kimmel.
Oh my god! Dude.
My camo vest is right there.
Bring it back, dude. That shit hard as hell, dude.
I think it still has. Dude, the patches on that thing are crazy. I think if there's any patches left on it, the only ones there would be a Black Dahlia Murder back patch with a terror patch under it, and
insane,
and a defeater patch on the front.
Pick a side, brother.
And maybe a rancid patch.
Pick a side, brother.
Nah.
Do you like? All right, I'm gonna. I think I remember most of the patches back in the day. Picture this, if you will, people, who may or may not be listening to this. A fatter, younger me, at Panic at the Disco's free show for Jimmy Kimmel Live, in a vest, a flannel and a denim vest, back patch, Homewrecker. That's a canceled band.
Sure is. Couple tracks though, dude.
Couple fucking tracks. Dead in the Dirt patch on the top section above the Homewrecker back patch, which ripped. Harm's Way chest patch that is a typo negative rip. Okay.
I also had the same patch. Actually, that patch might also be on the vest.
That patch kicks ass. I don't know where mine is anymore, but I might still have it. I want to bring back, like, I want to make a battle jacket again. But anyways, that guy constantly yelling Fall Out Boy tracks for Panic at the Disco to play.
Yeah. Not
pretty
a cool guy.
Pretty cool.
Hey, listen, I was laughing. I was having a good time. Not a cool guy, though.
As you can imagine, completely virginal. You know what I mean? Sacrificable to Quetzalcoatl, you know what I mean? Any other number of deities that would consume a virgin sacrifice.
That was back in the day when you had just the wispiest mustache on planet Earth.
A day much like today, in fact.
Yeah, but it has filled out.
Much bit.
Much more than it was.
Oh my god. And then back then it was like that was a month of work.
Yeah, dude. And you also had the sideburns. It rocked.
Oh, dude. I kicked ass.
Yeah, dude. You're cool.
Can you imagine that I had been broken up with? Dude, I mean, cheers to that, brother.
Hell yeah.
You got any other news for me, dude? What's going on?
Oh, man. I mean, yes, there is music news. Someone that we were actually just talking about. You heard Bob Bryar from My Chemical Romance died?
Oh my god, no. Which one was that?
He was their drummer.
Oh my god, really?
The drummer for like the longest amount of time.
He was blonde in the Black Parade days? Is that
yeah. And listen, in the last few years, like, dude said some questionable shit.
Really?
Yeah, he was a really, like, super transphobic, said some awful shit online. And so I'm not out here advocating for the guy or anything, but I don't know if you heard anything about, he was dead for several days, and they found him, like, super decomposed in his house with his dogs.
Well, that's really sad.
And, like, listen, regardless of the type of person you are, if you say some horrible shit, I don't think anybody deserves that. That sucks, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. I also don't know how you could be transphobic in My Chemical Romance.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know how anybody gets there. It baffles my mind.
It's kind of like the System of a Down guy who's, like, super right wing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you? We've got friends like that it's like, hey, how did we grow up?
That's also true.
How did we grow up the same way, and you are the way you are? Like,
you're literally a domestic terrorist. Anyways, that's a story for another day. Give us enough money and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So basically, all I'm getting at is, in music news, My Chemical Romance former drummer Bob Bryar did pass away.
F's in the chat, RIP, legitimately. But also, I want to read you a quote about it on the New York Times that is from Mr. Bryar said in the 2008 video.
Well, first,
okay?
Before you say anything funny,
please,
I did have something serious to say.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't think anybody, regardless of any shit that you say, or if you have said some horrible things in the past or done some horrible things, I don't think you deserve to die alone in your home and be forgotten about. So
no, and there's always the opportunity of, like, I think people can learn and grow from experiences. I don't necessarily subscribe to the whole write somebody off entirely and once they've made a mistake.
And really what I'm getting at with that is that if you've got, to anybody listening, if you've got people in your life who are maybe going down a path that you don't agree with, but they're also struggling with a lot of personal shit, like, don't write them off entirely. Maybe reach out to them, you know?
In the most civil way possible. Like, you don't have to agree on somebody's views to be like, hey, man, are you having trouble elsewhere? Like,
yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Like, you can still relate to people on a human level. Anybody who disagrees with you is not your enemy.
They are to me. Anyways, no, you're right, Joseph. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Here's
it's still a comedy show. We got to make jokes.
I just want to read this quote real quick that the New York Times decided was good enough to be like RIP this guy. Here's something he said, which is like, this is like genuinely kind of disrespectful.
Crazy. Let's hear it.
And I quote, this is the last sentence of the New York Times's article. Bob Bryar, former drummer for My Chemical Romance, dies at 44. Okay. Quote, rock drumming can be musical too, Mr. Bryar said in the 2008 video. Quote, it isn't just about hitting really hard. And that's it.
We salute you, Mr. Bryar.
That's like, I guarantee you.
Dude, that sucks.
He said anything more important than that in his 44 years of life. And New York Times is like, you know what?
Fuck this guy. Yeah.
We're going to put his shot at Travis Barker in there.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. The New York Times did that?
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm on New York Times website right now.
Yeah, that's awful, but not surprising from the New York Times.
Not surprising from New York Times, but like, come on, man. Come on.
You know, dude, I'm also making t-shirts that say rock drumming can be musical too.
Like, objectively, it's funny that he has to have said that at any point in his career. Like, hey, by the way,
I don't know if you guys
know this. Yeah, like, I don't know if you guys know that rock music is music.
It is a song that I'm playing.
Unfucking believable, dude. The man passed away in a tragic way, and that's how you're gonna send him out?
Yeah, that's awful. The world is full of horrible people.
Jesus Christ. They're calling MCR pop punk in this article, which is not necessarily inaccurate, but
yeah,
wild.
But it's also not accurate.
Yeah, there's so much nuance, unfortunately, in genre that, like, it's assholes like us who have to bring it up. Like, well, actually,
yeah,
I don't know if you guys know this, but emo is fucking fake.
I mean, it's a pretentious thing on our end or maybe my end to even just say this, but it's like, you know, there's not a lot of things that I do care about, and one of the things that I do care about is the music I like. And when
100%.
somebody calls one of my favorite, like, if someone calls one of my favorite melodic hardcore bands a pop punk band,
dude, when the term screamo, yeah, when screamo comes out, and I'm talking about anything else that's like, it could be fucking ridiculous, like Cannibal Corpse or something. If screamo comes out, I'm like, I'll put my hand on your chest, dude.
I'll put my finger to your lips.
Yeah, like, no. You don't know what you're talking about right now. While you were on dates, I was studying the blade. All right?
It's true, dude.
God damn it.
More than a handful of nights have we been the lone moshers in a room of nobody.
Oh, God.
I care about this shit.
And some of those nights I've broken my own ankle.
It's
Dude,
true.
did this just happen? Are you bringing up news that's like actually hot button news?
The Bob Bryar thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned about this yesterday.
Oh my god. There's some articles that are coming out that's like 10 minutes ago and shit.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
This is like news, and like, you know, the ex-band members like are just making statements and stuff like that. Like, listen, it's got to, like I said, the guy was not a nice person at the end of his life. So it's got to be a really complicated thing.
I mean, unfortunately, that's like a lot of people end up down that path where, you know, the bitterness kind of takes a hold of you, which, trust me, brother, I've been there. But still, RIP to, I mean, a legend. Like,
yeah,
that's a legendary band, regardless of whether or not you want to acknowledge pop music.
Yeah.
In the space of hard music, like,
I would.
They did a lot. They did a lot for dumb kids like us, even if for a time it was embarrassing to look back on, and now you're like, I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah, but I mean,
I fucking love that band.
At the time that we were growing up, without bands like My Chemical Romance, we would not have found the stuff that we listen to now. You know?
No, I mean, there's a strong argument that if I had never been given a CD of Panic at the Disco,
yeah,
and then gifted From Under the Cork Tree by Fall Out Boy by my brother,
yep,
that I wouldn't have all of the tattoos that I have today.
Yeah, I mean, truly, I could be a completely different person. So, yeah, R.I.P. to that, man. That sucks, no matter who you are.
R.I.P. Fallout, or I'm sorry, Soju's got a hold of me. My Chemical Romance. I'm available. Let me know. No, I'm kidding. That sucks, and I do hope that they continue to play a couple of one-off shows here and there.
Well,
I can afford.
I don't think he's their current drummer.
Oh, was he not? Brutal.
No.
Brutal.
Yeah, I don't think he's been their drummer for a couple of years.
If you're the one in the music video, though,
you're the drummer that everyone knows.
Yeah, you're the drummer that everyone knows. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like I could when you said drummer from My Chemical Romance, I'm picturing that guy.
Yeah, you can see his little swoopy haircut and the Black Parade outfit and everything.
Yeah. Like, unfortunately for the guy who picked up the bass guitar for Slipknot recently, like, it's Paul Gray that I'm seeing.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? It's Joey Jordison that I'm seeing, even though the guy who previously played for Sepultura rips. Like, have you seen live videos of that guy and Slipknot playing recently?
Dude, he's insane.
It's insane. It's so on top. They're definitely playing to like a click track, and they have IEMs and stuff, which,
I mean, they're a professional ass band. Of course they are.
Yeah, that's technology that they wouldn't have had in Joey Jordison's era, but still, like, shit rips. But in my mind, when I'm thinking of Slipknot's drummer, I'm picturing Joey Jordison upside down and like a doohickey.
I'm picturing a man in a contraption, a beast in a situation.
A beast in a situation. He's got the mask on and he's drumming fast as hell.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Oh god, I just soju burped. I'm gonna kill myself.
That rocks, dude. You got a song?
Holy shit.
You wanna do one or two more songs each?
Yeah, that sounds about rational. See, aside from like Integrity and Shai Hulud that I've been listening to, I don't know if you know this, but under certain circumstances, all right, if you listen to later era Marauder while playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6,
you listening to fucking Five Deadly Venoms, dude, or what?
Dude, yes, and also
later era Marauder.
Later era Marauder.
That's crazy. Hell yeah,
dude. I don't know if you know this, but God Is I, couple fucking tracks, dude.
You know what? I can't say can't recall a time I've ever actually dabbled.
Here's the thing, right? It may not be actual Marauder, and that's just That's scientific fact. It's not the Marauder of Master Killer era, right? Like at this point, Slob I think has passed away or something. I'm not an expert on the Marauder timeline, but I am an occasional enjoyer of beatdown hardcore.
It's true.
And Marauder's God Is I 2009 release is just, it's phenomenal.
Some A+ beatdown?
It is the most beatdown that you've ever heard. And it's not, I don't know how much Marauder DNA really is left at this point. And when it came on, because of Spotify's, genius algorithms.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really care because I was on a score streak in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. This is going to be a track called Ratcatcher.
Cool.
Off of God Is I by Marauder, their 2009 album that, like, whether or not you acknowledge this is Marauder or not, track kind of beats ass.
All right.
So here we go. This is Ratcatcher. It's completely ridiculous. They have a track on this album called Gangsta.
Hell yeah, dude. Putting the horns up for that one.
Listen. Music is for cowards. Here we go.
Always has been. Okay.
It's so, like, beat down that it's not even, like, if you heard this, you would think, like, oh, this is World of Pain.
Yeah, this is
or
not
this
Marauder.
Is fucking, yeah, like, this is Marauder somehow.
Yeah.
But this comes on when you're 2 kills in a first-person shooter. You're feeling it. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Dude, this kind of rips.
It does. Ooh. Yeah, I'm moshing.
Dude, this kicks ass. I mean, granted, it's a little bit low effort. Like, what if I just went... But it kicks ass.
But sometimes when you put the least amount of thought and effort into a riff is when it goes the absolute hardest.
Like this, I could hurt myself to this, you know? This may as well be Sovereign Strength at the Cobalt in 2011.
Oh my God.
Only real ones know.
That's a name I haven't heard in so long. That reminds me. I'm going to read you the Reddit post that I sent you earlier.
Oh my God. Dude, that was like... I'm not usually one to say, like, reading this gave me AIDS or whatever, because that's diminishing of people who have, like, perished from a serious disease. But that post is fucking AIDS.
Did you read it?
I couldn't get through all... I wasn't fucking when I was like, I ain't reading all that. Like, I couldn't get through all of it.
So this is, to the listeners, a post from r/hardcore, that is posted by a notorious shit poster on the hardcore subreddit. A fella by the name of EJ Plays the Blues.
Legend.
And the title on this is, I kept responding to my Trumper uncle with hardcore references at Thanksgiving, and it really set him off. So,
like, the title of that combined with, like, the immediate stick to your guns reference.
Yeah.
That was when I was like, I need to start typing to Joseph that I can't finish this immediately.
It's a tough read. It's bad. Ooh. That goes hard. But he hosted, so it was really his way or the highway when it came to discussing politics. He said we could leave if we didn't want to talk about our next president. For examples, he was like, you libs are just so sad that your queen lost. So I said, you know what, uncle? I'm really sick of it all. But I am going to stick to my guns. And if you can't handle that I'm straying from the path, you just have to deal with the pain of truth.
Yo, shouts out Stray from the Path one time. They've never stopped touring either, but I've never really fucked with them.
Never get mentioned either. He goes, look at you, coping as usual, classic lefty. So I said, if you want to call me Citizen Cope, that's fine, but I have heart. and I'm going to keep my guns up. I'm well versed in the tactics you're trying to employ, but my mind force is stronger than that. I'm a big boy,
kill myself
and I can survive this never-ending game you're trying to play.
Dude, can you please put that on a shirt? I'm a big boy, and I can survive this never-ending game.
I will. And he goes, what the fuck are you talking about? So I said, when you expire and you're trapped under ice, we libs will start to gain momentum. We'll use whatever X weapon X we can find to rage against your machine. You're just suburban scum, and I can't wait till you're rotting out. Zabalba. Has this ever happened to you?
Dude, I hate when this happens.
I just love Zabalba.
Zabalba. Dude. Number one, shouts out Zabalba.
10 times.
Because we saw them less than 1 month ago.
Dude, that shit 2 weeks ago. It was fucking awesome.
Listen, man. I'm like over half a bottle of soju deep.
Or I guess it was like 3 weeks ago.
That was phenomenal. Every time I've seen them, granted it's only been at the Belasco the past 2 times, it's blown my mind.
Dude, they sound insane.
They're sound huge.
So tight. Yeah, there's like truly I've seen Sleep, I've seen Sun, I've seen these bands that are lauded as like, dude, it's so fucking heavy, you can't believe it. No. Zabalba, dude.
And I, like while we were there, I was thinking back in my mind. I can't even remember if you were at this show that I was at, where it was like the headliner was Shabalba, and the openers were just like 3 ska core bands. I don't know if you remember the era of ska core.
Of course I do. And no, I was not at this show, and I'm really jealous that I wasn't.
But it's like to see the trajectory of like Shabalba at the Cobalt Cafe playing to 6 people, to them blowing my mind at the Belasco is fantastic.
Yeah, dude. I mean, really, we've been going to see them for 10 years. Over 10 years, easily. And, you know, while we haven't really... You know, we've seen them probably twice in the last 5 years. Yeah, we used to see them
a lot in the first.
Yeah, we used to see them every fucking weekend, and like to see that band grow into what they are now is so cool. And I mean, without Nate and X, we wouldn't have a lot of the shows that we have. So
basically 90% of the shows would be non-existent.
Yeah,
without them.
Shout out SOS Booking.
Shouts out SOS Booking. Listen to Shabalba. Listen to Upon Stone. Listen to hardcore music. Punch your nearest family member in the face.
That's right. That's correct. Well, I got another tune for you.
Please. I mean, you know, there's only so much that can follow Marauder, but I will happily play.
This is going to be a wild thing to follow Marauder with, but...
Mariah Carey.
I mean...
All I Want for Christmas Is You, dude.
It's wild in a different way. But I know you're going to love this. It's a band you love. I've been listening to them a lot lately, and I don't really know what spurred it on for me. I just kind of had a hankering the other day, and I was like, I'm going to throw on some Streetlight.
Oh my God, dude.
I've been listening to a lot of Streetlight.
Dude, I didn't realize how much of the lyrics like were embedded into my DNA when I was a teenager. But I started putting it on for a couple weeks before I was like on my drive to the gym. Yeah. And I'm rattling off lyrics that like I haven't thought about in years, dude, but for some reason they come out of my bones.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's in me. I haven't listened to Streetlight in years, over 5 years. And like I put it on and was just right back to it. So
legend.
The track, it's going to be one of my favorite Streetlight tracks of all time. It's going to be off of The Hands That Thieve. It's going to be If Only for Memories.
Now, see, this one I'm not as familiar with, so let's dive deep into the streetlights of Manifesto.
This might be my favorite Streetlight record.
Really?
Yeah, I think this is my favorite one. And this song, oof, just cuts to the core of me.
Listen, call me a poser, but this is not the album that I love them for.
I get it.
However, I'm excited to hear what this has in store for me, and I'm soju drunk. So,
yes.
If
Then I
only
should
for
smoke some weed.
memories. Oh my God, please! Streetlight Manifesto, The Hands That Thieve, 2013, banger release, 50 minutes and 10 seconds. Here we go. Please, there we go. This is like the protest the hero of ska music.
It's funny that you say that because Emily and I were in the car the other day, and I think you will get me with where I'm going with this, in that these are three bands that don't sound sonically alike at all, but to me, Streetlight Manifesto, Protest the Hero, and Propagandy are all in the same sphere.
Yeah, they're all really talented and like don't need to be doing all that.
No, in that they're all insanely talented and that it's like, yeah, they're all playing one type of music, but none of the other bands sound like them.
And they could play anything.
Anything. They rock. I'm going to go rock a piss, so you enjoy this.
Cheers to you, my friend.
What other ska band do you know that is playing like straight up ska, but with like Spanish guitar and
baritone sax,
and then sometimes like Eastern European influences? Like,
not a single one, dude.
it's so cool.
It's like if you took Gogol Bordello
Yeah.
and Big D and the Kids Table and the Toasters and put it all together and somehow it didn't suck.
I would argue also Propagandy.
Oh yeah, in terms of technicality, absolutely.
And just like the like politics behind it all, even though they're not as overt with their politics, you know, like they're not as in your face with it, but like I think the ethos is very much the same too.
They're as real as the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Love Streetlight.
Shouts out to you, Streetlight Manifesto. Did they disband officially?
No, I think they're playing. I think I saw recently that they're playing.
I would love to see it.
Yeah, they've got shows in like on the East Coast to finish out the year. So
man.
Next time they're around, we should go see them.
I would love that. Although I will not be bribing anybody to get into a pit.
Oh, brother.
I'm just not built for it anymore.
I was 22 years old when we did that. There's no way I'm doing that again. I was so drunk.
Worth it though.
Oh,
Hey,
it was so much fun.
I'm so drunk right now.
That's awesome, dude.
I don't
I'm
know
gonna-
that it is.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to you, my friend. Can you imagine being Streetlight Manifesto and playing 7-minute song? Like, this is a 5.5-minute song, but even then, we could barely get through a minute and a half without being like, this is a long song.
I'm
you guys."
gassed, dude.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. Have you listened to their their Postal Service cover
I have.
as of late?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
listened to
God.
it the other day. It's so good.
It's so good.
But you know what? Speaking of their covers, I've got a hot take. It's not necessarily about Streetlight, but, you know, they've got a cover of Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard.
Oh my God, I did not know that, actually.
So, yeah, they've got a cover of Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard by Paul Simon.
A song featured on this specific podcast before. Look it up. I don't know the episode at the moment.
I also believe No Effects has a cover of that song. And
Probably worse, but I'd still jam it.
I think a couple other bands have covers of that. I think that there are a handful of artists that are impossible to cover. Paul Simon's one of them. You cannot do a good cover of that man's music.
And that's trying to, like, if you tried to cover Bob Dylan without being as insane, it would just come off as like, you're playing with it.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're Jimi Hendrix, who did do that, you just can't.
Well, yeah, I mean, in that case, yeah, like that's again a legend.
Yeah,
who cannot be recreated
unless you're a generational talent. Like, don't touch it, man.
Please don't, or I will make fun of you. Like, because you're gonna be on TikTok, and I'm gonna have to see it on Catatonic Youths, and it's just sad.
And it's like, there's plenty of covers of songs that I like more than the original, but whenever I hear one of those, I'm like, why would I listen to this when Paul Simon exists?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Streetlight lately. It is something that I had a huge phase with back in probably 2017, 2016, and then didn't really touch for a long time. And the other day, had the hankering to throw it on, and I've been obsessed. I'm back in.
It's like, have they done anything in the past 10 years, really?
No. So I know that Thomas Kalnoky has another project called Bandits of the Acoustic Revolution, and I know that he's got one that's like something like some orchestra thing. I can't remember, but Tokay. I know he's got a couple other projects, so he's been doing all that stuff. Yeah. So I know he's got his hands in many different things, but no new Streetlight stuff since 2013, I believe, since that album.
Dude, that's insane, because that's 11 to almost 12 years now.
Yeah.
And that's probably when the last time we saw them was, right?
It would have been a little bit later than that, but probably
not by much.
Yeah, probably 8 years ago.
Positively insane to think about as people who used to identify as young.
Yeah.
We're kind of old now, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm turning 30 in days. And you? In months.
In days, in months. We've gone from, you know what I mean, the various musical phases.
Yeah.
To now, we're working men. I've broken edge and become a smoking, drinking gambler, which is unfortunate.
It rocks.
Shouts out to the city of Las Vegas one time. What a time to be alive.
It's crazy. You broke edge, started smoking and gambling. I stopped using psychedelics like a degenerate. I grew up.
The last time I saw you on psychedelics was truly the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I've brought it up before.
Yeah.
But just, for anybody who has not seen me talk about it, picture the commercial about weed to where the girl is melted into the couch and the person is saying, this is all you do anymore. Picture that, but instead of it being like a concerned family member, being like Krusty the Clown is like, hey,
so
you don't do anything but this anymore.
So let me give you a fun perspective on that moment, actually.
Oh my God, please.
From my side. So to anybody listening, the way this story went, we were formerly in a band that never went anywhere, never did anything. Never even really wrote any songs because...
Couple tracks.
Yeah, a couple tracks, but none of us were really that committed, and one person was particularly difficult.
Yep. That's all I'll say about that.
We were hanging out in that person's backyard after practicing one night. We were just chilling, drinking some beers, smoking some weed, and somebody had a DMT vape.
Don't ever do that, kids.
And now, listen, I am somebody who has dabbled with drugs. So I've tried many things. I've enjoyed my psychedelics. But DMT is actually something that has eluded me. I tried it one time prior to that, and I did not get the full experience. Like, I barely really felt anything from it. And so we're sitting there, and our friend is complaining that his vape is dying and he can't get a good hit off of it. And so me being funny, I didn't think
Real
it was
cool guy.
I didn't think it was gonna hit. I didn't think it was gonna do anything. So I picked it up and I was like, "Oh, you're just not hitting it hard enough, brother." And I started sucking on that thing, and I noticed it was lighting up. So I was like, "I'm just gonna run with it, and see what happens." And I ripped it for a long time, and then instantly I couldn't
you
move.
might have hit a blinker, brother.
I did, and I couldn't move. As Brandon said, it was very much like that commercial. I melted. I was fully like sunken down in my chair, couldn't do anything, and everything looked like I was on Rainbow Road.
Okay, now see, the part about that baffles me is that we were in the darkest backyard imaginable.
Yeah. But me, I was in a minecart traveling down Rainbow Road with a bunch of little cartoon flowers popping up around me. But what's hilarious
Insane.
about that awesome, cool image, sounds awesome, I was on the verge of death, brother.
Well, see,
in my mind, I was like, this is it. I'm done.
now,
I'm dying right now.
as your best friend, I watched your bodily functions cease, laughed, and then was like, I gotta go home, you guys.
That's true. Because what's so funny is that I was aware of everything going on around me, but I was just...
Yeah, you melted into the chair, and at that moment I was like, well, he's at person's house.
He's at Name Redacted's house.
He's at a friend's house. He'll be all right. I don't want to babysit him.
Hey, that's totally fair. And
I'm gonna go
you were
home.
right. I was gonna be fine. There was nothing wrong.
I mean, worst case, you wake up and then a wook like serves you a chicken or something.
There was no worst case. It was.
Or wait, hold on. Do they eat poultry in that house? He keeps birds.
Yes,
It's a
they do.
birdman.
They do eat poultry in that house.
What a horrendous irony that is.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
Anyways,
But yeah, that was a fun time.
it seemed really cool, and I'm glad you didn't die.
Me too, dude. In fact, anything, I was reborn.
Listen, folks, you don't need to pay the shaman from Silver Lake $500 to take ayahuasca. You just find a wook and hit their DMT vape for
Just
free.
Go to an underground rave, buy a Deems vape, rip that thing as hard as you can, and see God.
Or listen to K-pop for free.
Trust me, the second you start hitting that thing, K-pop starts playing in your head.
And on that note, the last track I'm going to leave you with, Joseph.
Cool.
So you're familiar with my infatuation with the song She-Wolf by Shakira, yes?
Of course.
Now,
What kind of friend would I be if I wasn't?
and not a lot of people are aware of the direct connection between She-Wolf by Shakira and Satanic War Master. Hear me out. Both of those motherfuckers love a wolf howl. Okay?
It seems like a very loose connection, but I'm following.
Hear me out. I'm going to play a track for you off of a very new, very recent mini album by the multinational popular music group XG, who I've played before. Their mini album called Awe, AWE, has released within the past month and a half, roughly. I think it was mid-October. And, you know, they've toyed with wolf imagery before, as I've brought up on this very show. And they've continued that motif with a track called Howling.
Okay.
And this is a piece of pop music that I find to be, number one, fascinating, number two, catchy, And number 3, a masterclass in, how will I phrase this? Batshit crazy.
Okay.
Because it's like, this is like, do you remember in the early 2000s when Madonna just started putting out tracks with like, here's a music video with 600 Asian people for no reason.
Yeah.
And things like that. Gwen Stefani in her Harajuku era. It's that kind of like, well, they don't need to be doing all that, but the tracks kind of hit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know if you'll find that with this track, but this is a track that I've been enjoying recently. It is a recent release by XG. I am, their fan base is called Alphas. I'm an alpha. Okay?
Okay.
As many people would call me.
On all levels but physical, I am a wolf.
I am a wolf. And this is a track called Howling by XG off of their latest mini album. AWE. AWE. Okay.
Well, let's go, dude. What does XG stand for?
Extraordinary Girls, I think.
Okay.
It's like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but they're all Japanese, and they rock. Here we go. This is Howling. They played Las Vegas like a week after we were there, which is unfortunate. I'm going to kill myself about it.
We'll get them next time.
We'll get them next time. Here's Howling. You hear the wolf howl immediately?
I hear the upright bass. What I hear, brother.
Just wait. The jazz beat goes crazy. If your whole thing is like werewolves, but also you're aliens, I'm in, dude. You know?
Fair. I mean, I
love a werewolf alien.
I ain't mad at the song itself. I just got no clue what they're on about.
You know, nobody does, but it's provocative.
That upright bass does go crazy.
Whoever makes their beats has to be some sort of evil genius, I think.
It's sick.
Yeah. I also need a wolf howl sample, like, but I can just hit. You know what I mean?
We're gonna get you a pad. So
Dude,
you can hit the wolf howl
saving
during the set.
for it right now.
Be pretty hard. Ow.
An appropriate mini album to release with this as the single before Halloween, I feel.
Totally. Very fair. Fits the vibe. I very much enjoyed the jazziness of that song.
Yeah, like I mentioned, whoever makes their beats is some sort of evil genius, or perhaps some sort of Rock Me Amadeus autistic savant.
Yeah, some sort of savant. Yeah. It's very good. I did enjoy that one.
They played Vegas right in the era of either my first trip with the Filipinos,
yes,
or my trip with you, and I am kicking myself for not being in Vegas at that moment, because I think it would have been phenomenal.
We should go out to Vegas just for the excuse of going to more shows.
A certain person's month of birth is coming up, and that could be an opportunity. All right?
That's true. That's
I've
very
brought
true.
it up with every friend group and also my cousins that I'm involved with. And I think, at worst, I'm there by myself getting drunk and the bubble crap's defeating me.
Well,
At
Emily and I
best,
would simply just not let that happen.
There we go. At best, you're there. Maybe my cousins are there. Maybe the Filipino, Catholic school homies are there. And we're all, just committing things that we shouldn't have.
We're just being the worst people we can be.
And I think that would be awesome. You know, that Taco Bell hates to see me coming.
I mean, it really does.
They're yelling my name, and I'm like,
you gave them a hard time.
I can't wait for this food to come.
And they're like, brother, get the fuck over here.
It's been done for 5 minutes. That's such an embarrassing thing for me to think about.
Yeah. I mean, it is embarrassing. And think about that. Sit with it.
I will. The soju is on top of me.
Well, then on that note, I'll give you my closing song, and then we can wrap this up.
Please.
You know, I've been on a mix of listening to like some newer stuff and then going back to a lot of stuff that was very significant to me for a period of time. And this is a band that I don't think you ever got into. I can't recall a time we've ever talked about this band. I got into them from Tumblr. It's the band Iron Chic.
Oh my god, you've definitely brought up Iron Chic before. They've been on splits with bands that I've enjoyed, but I've never... Yeah, you're right. I've never once given it a shot.
Tracks after tracks. Like, they are... I will say, they are one of those bands that, like, very good, very talented, and, like, super consistent live. A lot of the songs, at first, you have to be like, wait, which one is this? This sounds like that other one. You know? But
like Have Mercy.
Yeah, in fact, I think they just played a show together.
Good band, backed hard.
Yeah. But the track is going to be I Always Never Said That. Sound it out.
No, I heard it right the first time. I still can't comprehend exactly.
You're not supposed to.
What that means.
If you look at their songs on their albums, all of they're one of those bands where all the song titles have nothing to do with the song itself. However, you know, we talked a little bit this week, and it's been. I've been having a tough time with some stuff, and this is one of those albums that, like, you know, is very relatable, yet, and is very, like, self-deprecating, but in, like, a fun way that kind of makes you feel good, you know? I think you'll dig it.
I have high expectations. This is a band I've always, you know, I'm unfortunately a person who falls victim to I'll listen to it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll check it out, and then you never
mentality.
Do.
Yeah.
Same.
But I always never said that. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Iron Chic. I'm excited to hear this. I need you to know that when I type in I Always Never into Spotify, it's the Iron Chic song, and then Always and Never, the explicit album version by Coheed and Cambria.
What a track, dude. Oh my god.
Fuck that band, Coheed in Cambodia.
Cornbread in Cambodia.
Yeah. You got it right. I'm the soju has gotten to the best of me. Here we go. I Always Never Said That. Iron Chic. What album is this? Does it say?
It's called Not Like This.
When you say that, I just think of the scene in The Matrix where one of them dies after. Anyways, here's Iron Chic. Here we go. Oh, that's good stuff already.
It's very pop rock.
When emo was real and not a meme.
Truly. Like, this is... I mean, I wouldn't even really call Iron Chic a pop punk band, but everyone else would.
They could get called Midwest emo now, but
yeah,
in the day, that was just emo.
Yeah,
like
this
real
was
emo.
At the time when everyone was listening to your Story So Fars,
Real Friends,
your Real Friends, and your Neck Deeps. I dabbled, you know, but this is as far as I would go.
Yeah, this is the shit. Oh my goodness. Wail it on that thing.
This part rocks. Who doesn't love a whoa-oh?
terrorists.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this album, Not Like This, and their album, You Can't Stay Here, chef's kiss. Outstanding albums. The Constant one is also very, very good. Those are really the three I'm most familiar with, but several tracks, my dude.
I mean, you know, it's always a band I heard about, and outros aside, I'm gonna pause that. Listen, in that era, it was either, you know, if you were a real one, you were getting booked with shows with Sprainerd, with Snowing before they disbanded,
Yeah.
etc. at all.
Yeah.
If you were a crossover type of person, you know, your mixtapes, for example.
Another band I've been listening to a lot of lately.
Oh my god, how good was mixtapes?
So good, dude.
In hindsight, such a ridiculous thing for them to go out on.
Yeah.
But that's a discussion for another day. Anyways, I do. There's a fondness for this era of crossover, like what would now be called Midwest emo, which is kind of a label that I resent.
Yeah.
And pop punk that had a lot of sincerity. There was some childishness to a lot of it.
Yes.
And that's how you would see tours with like Hit the Lights and you know, Pop Punk's Not Dead or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. You know, I think that it is a genre that leans a lot on like, you know, simple lyrics that are easy to digest, but still like very sincere. I think that it's not like, at least with Iron Chic, the thing that draws me to them and bands like them is like that you can tell that they're very talented, they're very sincere, and they mean what they're playing, but they're not trying to like disguise it with any like flowery language or metaphor. It's like just straight up storytelling, you know. It's
it cuts to the core as opposed to something that really is kind of blunted for the
masses,
certain audience. Yeah,
and like it's like you said, there's like a childish quality to it, and like for me it comes off as just fun, you know. There is at its core, it is music that you are meant to sing at the top of your lungs and have fun to, but it's often very sad and very relatable, and that's my favorite type of shit.
It's sincere, delivered in a way where the catharsis is meant to be communal and
it's supposed to be a shared
fun,
emotion,
as opposed to something like, I am a big fan of American football and Owen, obviously, but that music I think is more strongly digested individually. Yeah,
it's more private. It's a more private experience, I think.
But stuff like Iron Chic, Sprainerd, and mixtapes, things like that, of that ilk, you could sing along, you could dive. Yeah, you're still kind of crying, or
it is
having fun.
Yeah, it's meant to be experienced with somebody else's sweat getting on you, you know. It's a gross way to say it, but like it's true, you know.
It is very true. Shouts out to Transit one time.
Oof,
they were at a time kind of a crossover band between the sincere and the commercial. Anyways, that era, like, I could pick apart, but at the same time I had a lot of fun seeing Newfound Glory. 4 Year Strong.
Dude, I still love 4 Year Strong. You know,
couple tracks.
It's a band I'm not throwing on much anymore, but like I really loved that band for a long time, and I respect that they're still doing it, you know.
Yeah, they're 100 years old now.
Yeah. And you know what, fun little aside before we wrap up here, 1 year I went to go see I went to Warped Tour in Irvine with Andy, and that year we had the backstage passes, and I during For Your Strong set, I lost my, or no, during Newfound Glory, no. Yes, it was during For Your Strong set. During For Your Strong set, I lost my wallet, and I couldn't find it anywhere in the crowd. I went up to the security guards at the front of the stage, and I was like, I had my backstage pass, and I was like asking them, like, hey, did anybody turn in a wallet? Did you see a wallet? Anything like that? And in the kerfuffle of me, like, frantically trying to talk to the security guard, Dan and Alan from 4 Year Strong saw me and came over and were like, hey, is everything okay? What's going on? And I was...
Shouts out to you.
I told them, I was like, I'm trying to find my wallet. And they were like, come on back here. Let's see if we can find it. Let's go talk to the security back here. And I took a picture with them back there and everything. Maybe I'll send it to you. I think it's on my Facebook. I'll drop it in here. But yeah, nice guys. Very cool guys.
Shouts out to 4 Year Strong, bringing breakdowns to the masses.
Yeah, dude. Remember Easy Core?
Completely uninvited. I do remember Easy Core. Oh, we're so old now, dude.
Yeah, fuck. This sucks.
The kids don't know.
But yeah, I recommend you listen to that. Iron Chic, really good band that I think does not get their flowers. They're a band that is still fucking doing it, and like nobody talks about them.
Shouts out to you, my friends. Iron Chic, warriors of a time forgotten.
Truly.
And on that note, I think, we've talked about music that we like better than you. Specifically you, the listener. You. And my name is Brandon. That's Joseph. Yes. I'm soju drunk. What do you have to say about yourself?
It's fun when you're soju drunk. You're fun to talk to. This was a fun episode. I like, we chatted offline about switching up the format a little bit, something more like this, and I like it.
I do too. It's a little less demanding.
Yeah.
Even though we make playlists unprompted on our own all the time. This is just a little more free form. We're free balling.
Yeah.
What's that song? Free ballin' by
Ballin' by Tom Petty.
Yeah. And the Heartbreakers?
Yeah, the Fartbreakers.
Oh my god. Okay.
But yeah, I don't have many thoughts other than we do in fact like music better than you. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Please like, comment, subscribe, leave reviews, whatever the fuck.
Send it to a friend.
Send it to a friend. Send it to an enemy.
Send it to your grandma.
Who may be your friend or enemy. Look, I'm not one
She'll be your
judge.
enemy after you send it to her.
Yeah. I'm not one to judge on family politics, but, I'm not unfamiliar with the adversarial grandma. Anyways. Joseph, I love you, buddy.
I love you, pal.
I have to take the longest piss on the planet.
Hell yeah.
So
have fun. Enjoy your soju. I love you to death. Have a great night, pal.
Have a great night, buddy. I'll see you all next week. I'm going to take the longest piss on the planet.
Enjoy it.
All right.